Hi Aquarius, this is your reading for December 2018. Please set aside anything that you're doing so that you're not multitasking and all of your attention is here with me for the reading. Settle into a comfortable and relaxed posture. Focus on your breath. And as you exhale, release any tension or anxiety that you might be feeling. As I shuffle, please reach out to your higher self and guides. Ask them to reach out and connect with my higher self and my guides so that we can create a feedback loop of information to get relevant messages that are specifically tailored for you. All right, let's have a look. Well, it seems to me like this month you're putting a focus on the things that you do, and you might be asking yourself, why do I do this, and is it something that I want to continue to do? Because I feel as though you are in a state at the moment where you're really assessing, you know, the landscape of your life and especially your lifestyle, and you may be reassessing or evaluating the ways that you operate through life that you could serve to tweak or adjust so that your lifestyle is closer to how you want it to look and feel. It's part of this, I think there's part of you right now that's looking at how you can make a fresh start in your life by kind of, as I said, assessing and reevaluating the things that you already do and look at things that you can change or tweak or eliminate so that you're much more in alignment with your truest self, with your path, with your highest calling, and with, I'm getting adventure right now for someone that might be specifically relevant. Maybe you're looking for more adventure in life. Maybe you're feeling like a little bit stuck in the mundane, and there's a part of you that's yearning for and seeking for something that's a little bit more exciting, that makes you feel more alive, that makes your spirit feel like it's really like fired up. I feel that for some of you this month, what might be an issue or something that you're assessing and evaluating as part of your kind of whole lifestyle makeover is that you might be looking at your friendships, your social circles, the people that you interact with, the way that you entertain yourself. And you might be looking for ways to move away from things that are not really working for you. Whether that's people, whether that's responsibilities and obligations, whether that's certain types of activities that you maybe have enjoyed or maybe not even enjoyed, but maybe there's been certain activities that you've been involved with, that you've been doing that are not fulfilling, that are some things that you do out of obligation and out of responsibility, but that you feel like they don't actually serve you and that they're not really things that you enjoy doing or that you want to do. And I think this is a time where you're deciding with great clarity that you're going to eliminate certain things and certain people as well from your life that are not in alignment with the highest self, the part of you that you are visualizing for the future. The things that you want to achieve and attain are being assessed and evaluated, and you're making decisions right now. That's what I feel. You're making decisions, and you're making decisions that you'll take action on during this time that will have a very long-reaching effect in your life, and that's a very positive, very beneficial thing as I'm seeing it. You have the World card here in the position of your outcome, along with the Ace of Pentacles and the Star reversed. How I'm seeing this is that, again, you're looking to close out some cycles. That's the World. I think you're looking at what it is that you can wrap up and complete. What loose ends can you tie up regarding, as I said, certain types of obligations and responsibilities that you've been engaged with that have been As I said, responsibilities, whether that's events or people or social circles or certain types of engagements that you have felt like obligated to. And I feel like you are looking at how you can eliminate these things from your life that make you feel like this, bound, tied up. Maybe they make you feel like, maybe in the past you've enjoyed them, but you've kind of worn out your interest in certain things and certain people. You kind of feel like you're moving into a different sphere, a different phase of your life where you don't want to waste time on things that are trivial, that are meaningless, that are shallow and superficial. And you want to put your energy into things that are a little bit more lofty, that are a bit more kind of turning your energy more towards your true nature. This is your card, the Star, Aquarius. And even though it's here in the outcome position in the reverse, with the Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing this in a very positive way. I'm seeing this as you kind of embarking on a fresh chapter of life with the Ace of Pentacles. I'm seeing you kind of close the chapter on this previous experience of life. This previous junction is kind of coming to a close. And I'm seeing you kind of take a fresh approach to life and be in a space where you're not afraid to say no to people or to eliminate certain types of functions and events that you've been attending, that you've been involved with, that you felt like you have to, or that you are expected to, but that you actually don't really want to. I'm seeing you come into more confidence in this next part now, where you kind of don't feel bad about saying no. You have no guilt around that. You have no reason to feel like you kind of can't just express that that's not what you're interested in, and that you can't just, you know, it's you don't need to feel like you're not feeling anymore like you're letting people down by saying no to attending certain things that you're invited to that you don't want to go to. Rather, you're seeing this as an empowerment for yourself of how you're actually becoming more in alignment with your true nature, with your true desires, and freeing yourself up from some of that binding energy that makes you feel like you're obligated or that you have to, because you don't want to let people down. I'm seeing also that for some of you, you're also taking this approach in your work life too. And perhaps some of the ways that you have been working, or some of the projects you've been involved with, some collaborations you've been working on, perhaps some of the tasks that you've been assigned in your workplace, if there are things that actually don't really suit you, that they're not really, you know, the types of tasks that you enjoy completing. I'm seeing this as you're kind of like coming away from this stage of like, you know, feeling obligated and feeling like you need to fulfill other people's desires for you, and actually just like realizing that the only thing that you're responsible for is you and the way that you feel. And so when you're in these spaces where you're doing things out of obligation or out of like responsibility, if it makes you feel conflicted somehow, or that you're compromising too much, or that you are split somehow, and that there's a difference between what you want to do and what you're actually doing, you're starting to eliminate some of these things now in your life and coming in much more into alignment with your divine will. Your free will, your personal will, and your divine will is coming more into an alignment. That's how I'm seeing this energy. At the foundation, you have the Empress in reverse. And again, what I'm seeing with this is that maybe you're realizing that you need to spend a little bit more time in nature and get a bit more like impulses and impressions and influence from nature itself, and that will be a way that you restore some of this energy of like feeling like you've been giving away some of your power to people by saying yes to things when you actually want to say no. And that this is a way that you can like restore some of your energy and become a little bit more grounded, and just nurturing the self and taking care of the needs by like just getting out in nature a little bit more often. And that will actually help you feel a lot more grounded and empowered in your ability to kind of feel in alignment with what it is that you want to express and what you want to do. I love that the Magician's here upright. And this is the energy that's making me feel like you are starting to understand how much power you have, and how you are able to channel energy into things that are meaningful to you in a way that is so powerful in manifesting things that are really relevant and meaningful and important. And that's making you feel really empowered. That's the energy that you're wanting to call in, I feel. And here you have the King of Wands and the Hierophant, both in the reverse position. I'm seeing this two different ways. So on one hand, this could be people that you're involved with, whether it's a boss or a father figure or someone in a position of authority that you are dealing with sometimes. I feel like your relationship with that person is changing. I feel like you may, again, you may be starting to feel a little bit more empowered and a little bit more able to say no to someone when usually you would say yes all the time. That's one way that I'm seeing this. The other way I'm seeing this is that this is your energy and you are realizing that maybe you haven't been as empowered as you could be. As I said, with the Empress in reverse. All these three reversals here are kind of all feeling similar in that I think that you have been feeling maybe less empowered over the last, maybe 6 months or even a year. And coming into the last part of this year, I'm seeing that you feel a little bit more like you are able to kind of say no to people, that you are discovering more where your true power lies within, and that you're actually able to kind of become more aligned with your personal will in a way that kind of is freeing you up from some of the restrictions that you felt around being kind of like at the mercy of other people's needs and wants, right? I'm seeing that I'm seeing these three cards here. That the King of Wands reversed, the Hierophant reversed, is kind of describing, as I said, an authority figure or someone that you're responsible to, that you kind of answer to, someone who you often say yes to, and even when you don't feel like it, when you maybe you want to say no. I'm seeing that this is you are also starting to embody a little bit more internal power, where your free will is becoming a little bit more activated, and your ability to voice your truth is getting a bit stronger. Very good. And yeah, the Four of Wands, I didn't speak about these two cards here. These are the cards in the position of your hopes and fears. Eight of Cups upright and the Four of Wands upright. So what I'm seeing this is, again, you may be quite established in your work life, in your relationships, in your social circles, but I'm seeing this as you kind of like, maybe kind of, you're feeling ready to upset the status quo. Maybe you have been in a very stable, very established kind of world of family, friends, and work. But I feel like there's part of you that is really yearning for something more, and that you're ready to go on a journey to kind of figure out what that is. And maybe this is just the beginning of you kind of like, by learning to say no to people, and by freeing yourself up from some of the obligations in the places where you feel like you are responsible, and where you're expected to say yes, and where you're expected to attend certain things and be with certain people. I feel like if those kind of things make you feel lonely, this is the energy of you kind of deciding to go on a hunt for more. Like you're on a quest now. You're on a quest. You wanna go and see what else is out there. You want to climb this mountain and see what the view's like from the top of it. And this is what it looks like on this side of it. The other side of it is like you get to see the view from a higher perspective, and have a fresh energy in the physical world to undertake the next part of the journey, in order to invoke a new beginning of like a different landscape of a world that you want for yourself, right? It's a very healing path that you're on. The star for me is a very healing card. It's about, tapping into the great unknown, into all that is, and figuring out how powerful you are, and your ability to create anything that you want for yourself. Dreams come true. It is whatever you want, really. There's no, oh, it was meant to be. You're never going to hear me say that here on this channel. I don't believe in that was meant to be. I think we can do whatever we want. I feel like we can create. We are master creators. And it's simply about learning how to free yourself up from the self-imposed restrictions and limitations to actually create the world that we want. I like these cards a lot. I like this Magician, the World, and the Star card are all really powerful. Like you've got the beginning and the end. The first and the last cards of the major arcana. So you're closing out a cycle and you're starting a new one. And you're starting a new one in a space of greater empowerment, in a space of greater alignment with your free will to the divine will. I'm seeing that you are moving away from what may have been a very established and very secure position in your life, in your home life, your family life, your work life. And you're going on this journey to see what else is there. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Knight of Cups reversed, Temperance reversed, Six of Cups reversed, and Seven of Wands reversed. So how I'm seeing this is, again, like what you've had, like the offer that the promise of the life that you've been in, like the life that you've been living in, that's very stable, very secure, very safe, very comfortable. You're like, I don't know, I could just stay here in this comfortable zone, but I don't really believe that you're feeling it. I don't believe you're feeling it. And I think if you stay where you are and accept what you've created for yourself, and the obligations that you have are actually making you feel very discontented. That's the energy I feel here. Is like there's a lot of discontent, a lot of dissatisfaction. I feel this energy of like fake laughter, of you just kind of being with all these people that are like, they're all very nice people, but they're kind of getting on your nerves. It's bugging you. You want more realness. You want to get deeper. You're tired of this superficiality. And that's what I see these two cards are saying. Even these two as well. Like the Six of Cups is like this, you know, contented, happy family. It's very familiar, you know. The Knight of Cups is like the promise of, you know, good love, good life. And the Seven of Wands reverse is like you're tired of feeling the way you feel and you want to change it. Interesting, the Temperance and the Star both reversed. Look at both of the cards, these images have got a celestial figure carrying two jugs with water, and they're kind of pouring the water between these two vessels. How I'm reading this in this situation is that you want to shift the status quo. And you're seeking a path that's more meaningful. You're seeking a greater connection to life in the beyond the mundane world. You're seeking a connection to the celestial world, to the unseen world, to the angelic world, because you know it's there. It's so close you can touch it. It's almost like you've maybe had recently some experiences where you've felt some kind of energy around you and you're kind of curious to know what that is. Maybe you're coming from a background where life was, the people around you would kind of scoff at you or mock you if you kind of talked about these kind of issues. But you're really ready to explore. You're ready to kind of get in there and dive deep and uncover the hidden parts of the world, the magic, the mystery. And these cards to me are telling that there is a lot of support and guidance for you in that way, if you're ready to kind of touch in and like kind of connect deeper within and like listen and be available, be ready to kind of like accept information that comes through those kind of channels in ways that like the regular world would often make fun of. But it's right there for you. I feel like you're very close to kind of communication with celestial beings, and you want to go deeper with them. Okay, I think that's it for your general reading, Aquarius. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now and shuffle to do your higher octave reading. This higher octave reading is designed to give us a little bit more information of what's happening on a karmic level, on a soul level, on a spiritual level, to get more information about how to behave through these challenges, how to get the most out of the lessons that are on the table, to how to step forward, how to be graceful and be dignified through any situations that may be challenging or difficult, and understand with greater compassion and love, what's actually going on. So while I shuffle, please blast the deck with your energy so that I can get relevant and clear messages for you. Okay. Nine of Worlds, Ace of Crystals, Five of Wands, Three of Worlds reversed. It's the same as this card, side by side here. Seven of Cups, Time Space, which is Judgment, Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, Eight of Crystals reversed, Woman of Cups reversed, Ten of Crystals reversed, Man of Cups upright, Eight of Cups, and Four of Crystals. Okay. Well, the energy of this reading feels very similar to the general reading that we've just discussed. I'll see if there's anything additional here that I can pull out. One thing that seems like it's relevant here that may not have been evident in the previous reading is that perhaps for some of you, even though we did have this Four of Wands here, I didn't really speak on this, but for some of you, you may be considering ending a relationship that you've been in for a long time. And for some of you, for your family and your friends and people around you, this might be very shocking because it might look like you're in a very happy, very stable, very contented relationship. But as I described in the previous reading, there's something very, like, not quite right for you. They're like, you really, for you, it's just maybe too superficial, or it's not as satisfying. It feels a little bit empty, and you are kind of striving for something deeper and a greater expansive type of experience in life, whether it's with an existing partner or not. I'm not saying here that you should split up with your partner if this is something that's on the table for you or something you've been considering. I think maybe for some of you, you might actually be afraid to bring to your partner some of these things that you've been feeling, because maybe as I said earlier, you might be afraid that you're going to be mocked, or that you'll be laughed at, or people, like people won't understand. Maybe you think your partner won't understand. But I feel like it's definitely something important enough to share. If this is something that you're holding in, if you're withholding, I think it's important to bring some of this up and start to discuss it out in the open, so that you're not feeling oppressed by all this stuff that you're keeping inside. Again, there's like this Three of Worlds here at the bottom of the reading. As I said, you had it in the previous spread too. So again, like on the mundane level, there are some issues around like the work you do, the kind of projects you're involved with, and I think a sense of like looking for a greater satisfaction in your work life that feels like it's much more in alignment with your soul's impulses towards the expression that it wants to have. Here it's talking about, you have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Again, you had the Eight of Cups in the previous spread up here. Same energy. You had the Nine of Wands as well. Oh, sorry, no, that's not in here. Here what I feel is that, again, it's like you're wanting to be more, you're wanting to have more integrity in life by actually feeling like you're in alignment with your deepest soul's desire, and not just like fulfilling the kind of perfect life as it looks like on paper with like the good job and the good wife and the good house and all of that stuff. I feel like you feel stagnant and bored in that kind of superficial appearance of success according to society's standards, and I feel like you're looking for something much deeper, much greater. You're looking to kind of embark on a deeper journey of like soul level understanding of life and healing yourself on a soul level. Here we have the Six of Wands and the Four of Crystals, and again, this feels like, you're kind of, maybe you've been in a bit of a holding pattern. Maybe you've been feeling all these things for some time and you haven't been feeling like it's the right time to act on them, or you haven't been feeling like you don't know quite how to move forward with these feelings and ideas. And this is kind of expressing that, like, you know, you have been in a little bit of a holding pattern, and maybe that it hasn't been the right time to move forward, and you've just been like quietly pondering and considering these things and how you could make changes. And this card here is saying to me that you can just relax and not overthink too much about how, but just know that there is a lot of support from you, from the universe. And if you are feeling these things and you are coming into more of an alignment with your gut, with your heart, with your what feels like a more divine part of you, even if it looks like it could be complicated and difficult externally, and maybe you feel like you would face a lot of resistance from your friends and family about making changes in your life, this is saying to me that you don't need to worry. You just trust the process, trust yourself to know that you'll know when the right timing is to make changes, when to communicate certain things and certain ideas, and that you can kind of shift into a new space and have the new beginning that you want, and kind of overcome the feelings of limitation that you may be experiencing in your current life, the way you're feeling like you have to kind of express yourself through expectations and obligations and responsibilities, even though that may feel very oppressive and very limiting and very challenging. The time is coming where you will harvest the rewards of your labor. Like there is a lot of, even though you may be feeling some dissatisfaction now about the current lifestyle that you're in, it hasn't been for nothing. There is value in all of that too. And maybe on the simple level of like financially, maybe you've been in a good job, and maybe you actually have, you know, savings and assets and things that will allow you, if you want to transition into something else, to give yourself the time and space to take your time to think about, you know, what you want to do next, or if you want to start a new business, if that's something that's part of this whole reassessment of your work life and your lifestyle. I think that for some of you, having been in a stable job, in a stable family life, in stable conditions, has been very beneficial for you, and it will give you the resources that you need if you're looking to start a new business, or just try something new, or just simply take some time off so that you can have a retreat if that's something you've been considering. But you are definitely closing out this cycle and this year with kind of like ideas forming and brewing that you will be ready to move on very soon, if not this month. But I feel like early in next year there's going to be a sort of a feeling of like relief and release, as like energy that you've been kind of holding for some time will finally get to move and finally get to like have its voice, and things that you have been doing that have been part of your obligations and responsibilities, you will finally feel a relief, a sense of relief from having to do certain things that you actually don't want to do, and that time is coming. So hang in there, Aquarius. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Woman of Worlds, Two of Worlds, Ten of Cups, Man of Worlds reverse. So again, look, you had the Man of Cups and the Woman of Cups here in this reading, the man upright and the woman in reverse. And here in these extended cards, you have the Woman of Worlds upright and the Man of Worlds in reverse. So for some of you, if we're talking about your relationship here and you're looking at like making changes, there is a feeling here of like, here you have the Ten of Cups, which in the Rider-Waite deck is a very beautiful card. It's the card with like the whole family kind of happy together, and there's like this feeling of wholeness and completeness and satisfaction and contentedness. So I feel like for some of you, if you are feeling a little bit like in your personal world, you want to shake things up and turn them around, I feel like your partner can actually be very supportive of that if you give them the space to hear you. I feel like some of you are maybe holding back on sharing some of these feelings and thoughts that are coming up because you don't really feel like the person that you will understand you, that will be able to kind of roll with you in these changes that you want to make. But I feel like there actually is a sense of like, there is a sense of understanding there for some people. You know, the Two of Worlds here, so there's this feeling of like the reciprocity and the understanding, the reflection is there if you can trust enough to kind of share with an open heart. For some of you, there is with this Woman of Cups reversed and this Man of Cups upright, It is paired with this card, the 10 of crystals, which is called delusion, and it's in reverse here. So it's not giving a clear way one or the other. Some of you may not actually feel like your partner can understand. For some of you, your partner may not be on the same page with you and may not be able to integrate and understand the new concepts that you want to bring to your family unit. But some of you will. You just have to be brave enough to communicate openly and share your deepest feelings, because maybe your relationship is a little bit stagnant as a result of you kind of holding back. So time to start sharing. It's time to start being honest about the feelings and thoughts and ideas that you're having and the ways that you want to make shifts in your life and changes in your lifestyle. And trust. Just feel trust, because there is a lot of, as I said, there's a lot of celestial support and angelic support for you, and I feel like that you can feel that, and that's part of what's pulling you forward into like wanting to make lifestyle changes, is that you can sense the presence of these entities, these angelic beings yourself. I feel like that's more or less it for your reading, Aquarius. I'm just going to check over here, make sure there's nothing that I've missed. Yeah. Both readings had these, at the crowning card, these two cards that kind of feel very binding and very oppressive, very kind of held back and limited. And that's kind of the overall energy I feel for you at the moment, is that like you are feeling kind of limited and restricted, and you're wanting to expand and grow in your consciousness, and that is the direction that you want to take your life. And absolutely is the correct way to go. But any resistance that you're feeling, any limitation or hesitation you're feeling with regards to how other people will see you, how other people might respond to your desires to shift and make changes, and how people that in your close, like personal sphere, your friendship circle, your workmates or whatever, might feel a little bit reluctant to share some of these things because you may be afraid of being mocked or made fun of or whatever. But I feel like you are coming into the truth of who you are and the direction that you want to go in your life. You're coming more into an integrated place of alignment, and those people that are like kind of feel like they've been kind of in some ways holding you back from expressing yourself fully, you are a free agent, and you're totally able to move on from different social circles and eliminate things, people, events, obligations from your life, and just do what's real for you. Be in your own truth, and move forward in your life in the ways that feel only real and right for you. So I hope that was helpful for you, Aquarius. That's your reading for December. Do watch it again in a week's time or something, just to go over it and see if there's anything more there that jumps out. Also, do watch your sun, moon, and ascendant. Click on any of the readings that jump out at you, because honestly, all of them are pretty good, like timeless guidance that are helpful, and you might find that one of the readings that are nothing to do with your astrology chart will have like gems for you. So click on anything that jumps out. Thank you for subscribing. It means a lot to have you here. It's an honor to read for you. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading.